And so you can see if that were to hold together, now it may kind of track a little bit north of St. Francisville, but that has it into St. Francisville by about 6:10 this evening. But certainly some of the communities north of St. Francisville, like Laurel Hill, Wakefield, you would potentially be in the path of that cell as well. So that's definitely something we're going to be keeping a close eye on. So let me switch over to the velocity view on this one now and see what that looks like, see what kind of signature we're getting. So this appears to be our rotation right in here, just southeast of Simmsport at this hour. Let me switch to a slightly different view. So again, right about right in this general area, that is the rotation that we're tracking right now. And you see that we just got a bit of an updated scan showing in. It's not the clearest signature, nothing confirmed here. We'll switch over to the debris, not seeing any evidence of a debris signature showing up just yet. Another thing we can look at is our shear product here, which gives us an idea of storms that may be rotating. Right now, this is showing generally a weak signature, so a little bit of good news on that front, but the National Weather Service seeing enough to go with that tornado warning that they did issue for northern Point Coupee Parish and the red shading here and on into West Feliciana Parish as well. Let me back this view out just a little bit. And I want to give you a look down here in St. Landry Parish as well, what we've been tracking. So let me bring it in, and then we'll kind of switch radar views, give you a look at what we're looking at with this one. Let's take a look at the radar out of Fort Johnson and get a look at this one. So it's with this cell that was kind of north, right now north of Port Barry. That's where the Weather Service had been seeing some rotation, and indeed looks like we are still seeing some rotation on that right now. So let's come in closer and take a look at what we've got. So here's our area of rotation right now. Looks like that's moving right along 190, moving east towards Melville. So you want to take shelter with this cell in and around Melville. We are still seeing some rotation showing up with that one at this hour as it moves east along 190. Earlier there was enough from the radar to actually confirm a tornado. Let's switch over to the debris signature product. Not seeing anything clear cut on this. Let's take a look at the shear and see what we're getting. And you can see some of that wind shear that's been showing up there along 190. But in St. Landry Parish and then headed over towards Melville, watch out. That storm could be producing something. All right, let me widen the view out here. So also here in the orange shading, that's a large, severe thunderstorm warning. Not only are we talking about the tornadic threat, but within the severe thunderstorm warning area, we could be looking at some damaging winds. And there's been a long track tornado that's now in southwest Louisiana. That one started out in southeast Texas. Now, I don't think it's been on the ground continuously, but this cell's been cycling, and we've frequently seen a debris signature out of that one as it's been moving off to the east. So you can see the purple polygon that indicates a confirmed tornado that was in Cameron Parish at this hour. All right, let's switch back to kind of the traditional radar view and give you the broad perspective on what is happening right now. So we do have some scattered cells kind of out ahead of this main line. This main line, though, over the next several hours is going to be posing the primary severe weather threat for our area, and that's going to come in all forms of potential severe weather. Damaging winds, hail, tornadoes all on the board, and we can't rule out an isolated tornado. So we encourage you, please stay up to date on what's going on with the weather over the next several hours. Looks like we've got a new warning now popping up in southwestern Mississippi as well. Let's see what we've got here. So a new tornado warning, Wilkinson, Amite counties. That's in effect through 6:30 this evening. So let me take a look at that one now and see what we've got going on. We'll switch over. Let's first zoom in on it, and then we'll take a look at the velocity view. So now new cells moving into western Wilkinson County, prompting a new tornado warning. That would be west of 61, west of Woodville at this hour right now. That's what the Weather Service is tracking. And so we'll turn on the velocity on this one, see what we've got. And you can see some evidence of maybe some rotation there that has moved just across the Mississippi River into western Wilkinson County. Switch it over to a slightly different view, and still looking pretty similar. So that now prompting a new tornado warning. We'll take a look at the debris. Nothing obvious this showing up there. Let's take a look at the wind shear. We see some hints of a little bit of stuff, nothing obvious, but that is now a new tornado warning with the cell that's moved into western Wilkinson County. So again, that's going to be moving very close to Woodville as this moves off to the east. There you can see Woodville now on the map. That cell moving in, so if you're in and around Woodville, take shelter right now in case that produces anything. Let me bring my laptop on in here, and I'm just going to peek down at the Weather Service to see what, if anything, if they've got any updates. Not seeing much new as of yet. They do reference they're going to be issuing probably a new tornado watch. A little while ago, the tornado watch was expanded to include parts of Metro Baton Rouge over towards Hammond. So that's been something else that we're tracking. All right, I wanted to switch over to a slightly different radar view because remember, we've also got our radar north of St. Francisville. So this is the traditional reflectivity as seen from our First Alert radar network and that radar that's in St. Francisville. We do have some cells right now, St. Francisville northward at this hour, but the two we're tracking are one that's here in northern Point Coupee Parish, and then the one that's moving into western Wilkinson County. Let's see if we can get my toolbar to activate here. If not, let me walk over the computer real quick and see if we can get that going, because I want to give you a look at what's going on with the velocity as seen from this radar site, see if we've got anything showing up. So let's toggle that on, and there we go. All right, so here we've got one area of rotation. I'm going to come back on camera. So this is as seen from our radar in St. Francisville, or just north of St. Francisville. It looks like the area of rotation that has prompted the warning for Wilkinson County over in Amick County right now, that's very close to Woodville. So certainly if you're in and around Woodville, take shelter right now. Nothing confirmed at this point, but the radar indicated rotation enough to prompt that tornado warning from the National Weather Service as that one moves off to the east. And then you can see as we head off to the southwest, here's our other area rotation a little bit north of Morganza. So we're talking about maybe not too far from Bachelor and Ennis that we're seeing some rotation showing up in northern Point Coupee Parish. That's moving off to the east. And again, nothing confirmed with this one, but that one could track close to St. Francisville if it holds together. So certainly in around St. Francisville, take shelter as well. All right, let me go back now. And let me close this map, this toolbar here real quick so we can kind of take a broader view of what's going on right now and give you a look. All right, so things are starting to get really active in the area at this hour. Let's pull this back out and get the big picture right now. So you can see this line of showers and storms. I'll put it into motion for you, show you how everything is progressing as it stands right now. That's moving off to the east. Doesn't seem like it wants to play for me right now, but that's moving off to the east at a rather quick clip. So things are going to be getting much more active here over the next hour or two as that line moves off. We do have a number of warnings in effect, and that's especially just northwest of Baton Rouge at this hour. You can see that we've got severe thunderstorm warnings here in orange. We've got those tornado warnings we talked about. We've got more warnings in effect in and around Lake Charles as well at this hour. And then you can see we've got some additional scattered cells starting to break out around Baton Rouge. These are non-severe at this hour, but we'll need to keep an eye out. Any one of these individual cells out ahead of the main line, if it's able to intensify enough, could start to become a little more of a tornadic concern. So that's also something we're going to be keeping an eye on as we watch this. So let me come back to our cell here in northern Point Coupee Parish. And again, we're going to draw a track on that one. That's moving off to the east at about 50 miles per hour. So as that one moves off to the east, if it holds together, that's into or near or just north of St. Francisville by about 6:10. So right now it's 5:53, so another 17 minutes, 17 minutes, that'll be close to St. Francisville. Closer to 6:20, That's moving in around Jackson. So that's going to be certainly one to keep an eye on as it moves off to the east. And then as we take you up into Wilkinson County, Henry, do you have a speed on the one that's in Wilkinson County right now?
50 as well.
50 as well on this one, Henry tells me. Thank you. So we'll draw a track on that. So as that one's moving off, you can see that would have it into Gloucester here by about 6:16. So another, 20 minutes or so from Gloucester if it holds together. It's very close to Woodville at this hour. Let's come in closer on it once again and take a look at that, see what it's looking like. So this is the traditional radar view, but what I'm going to do, we'll switch it over to the velocity and see what that's looking like. Get that out the way first. All right, come on, computer. Computer's not agreeing with me right now. So I'm going to walk over there real quick and show you what we're tracking. That cell right now is near and just northwest of Woodville. That one has some concerns that it could be producing a tornado as well. So let's take a look at the velocity view. It's a little bit of a messy signature there. Let's see if there's anything shows up here. Not an obvious signature at this point. So we are just keeping an eye on some radar indicated rotation there north of Woodville. And certainly some strong winds being detected. So you can see radar detecting winds better than 70 miles per hour. Now that's not necessarily at the surface. Keep in mind that's a decent distance from the radar site, so those winds are being detected at some elevation several thousand feet up, but still some strong winds could translate to the surface as those storms move off to the east. All right, let's go back now to the traditional view. As I tried to do for you earlier, I'm going to put this all in motion, show you how this line is progressing. So here's our line of showers and storms moving quickly off to the east. You've heard that some of these individual cells have been moving off to the east at about 50 miles per hour. See all this series of polygons popping up. By the way, look at this. Another confirmed tornado warning now with the cell that is north of Macomb at this hour. So we've also got that going on. But this line marching east is going to pose quite a severe weather threat over the next couple of hours as it moves on in. You can see the other confirmed tornado that's been in Cameron Parish, and that's been one that's been cycling, and a cell that we've been tracking for hours now through much of the afternoon into the evening. Started out near Galveston Bay and has made its way into southwest Louisiana. All right, let me give you a look at what we've got in terms of the watches right now. All right, here's a look at the tornado watch as it stands at this hour. Tornado watch is in effect for a decent chunk of our viewing area through 9 p.m. That includes Metro Baton Rouge to Hammond. That's relatively new. That was done just in the last 30 minutes. The watch was expanded a bit, but the Weather Service also telling us that it's likely we'll see the issuance of a new watch at some point to probably cover most of, if not all of our viewing area here as that line of storms moves off to the east. So remember, watch means tornadoes, severe weather are possible. A warning means that it's either imminent or occurring or observed. So a little bit of a difference there between the watch and warning and what they mean. All right, let's see if we can get back to our radar now and take a look at what's going on here. What I'm going to do, first we'll give you the big picture, but I want to come back into our radar site north of St. Francisville and see if we've got anything obvious that we're picking up on with this one. All right, so this one, our exclusive first alert radar north of St. Francisville, there's the traditional radar view, but what I want to do is switch to velocity and see if we are detecting anything from these two cells that are tornado warned right now. All right, so we are seeing a couple of areas of rotation. To me, these look a little bit broad right now, so it's a little bit of good news, but certainly keep your guard up. So right now, You've got one that's moving east, about to cross the Mississippi River from Point Capee into West Feliciana at this hour. Maybe some broad rotation showing up there. And then we've had some broad rotation at times showing up near Woodville. I'm not seeing any obvious signatures there. That's the little bit of good news as it stands right now. So that there is some good news on that front. All right, let's come back and take a look at, let's kind of reset on things here. And sorry, folks, I'm juggling a couple of different systems, so coming back and forth. But I'm going to try and stay on camera here for a bit now. So let's pause this and give you a look at what's going on right now. There's our line of showers and storms. You see all these warnings that are lining up ahead of it. We're starting to get scattered showers and some cells lining up out ahead of it as well. These look non-severe at this hour. Let's turn on the lightning, see what the lightning is looking like. So a lot of lightning showing up, and in fact, we can turn on the lightning counter. And so you can see nearly 1,000 lightning strikes being detected along that line right now. It is certainly pretty active as it stands at this hour. But the main concern here is a couple of things. Number one, damaging winds and any of the strong severe storms, and then the tornado threat as well. So let's come into our couple of areas that have been especially active over the last 30 to 45 minutes. We've got the one tornado warning, Point Capee into West Feliciana Parish. That is in effect until 6:15 as that cell moves off to the east at 50. Again, that's getting ready to cross the Mississippi River, and that'll track close to St. Francisville, maybe a touch north, so that would put it close to maybe like Laurel Hill. Ain't nothing confirmed out of that at this hour, but still something we're kind of keeping an eye on as it stands right now, that tornado warning that from Point Capee into West Feliciana. And then we've got the one that's in parts of Wilkinson and Amite counties right now. That cell is very close to Woodville as it stands right now. So you can see it's starting to move a little bit eastward. Let's switch over to the velocity view and see what we've got, if anything, showing up on it. All right, so here's the velocity view right now. Not seeing anything too obvious. Switch over to a slightly different view. Not seeing much different there. And then we'll check out our shear product. Let's look over the last hour. So you can see there have been some pockets of rotation. That's in essence what this is showing, but nothing obvious at this point in time. So it's a little bit of good news. But again, Weather Service saw enough to put warnings out on both of these. All right, so let me take a look at if the Weather Service has provided any updates. No, Henry's saying no, and that's, I'm just glancing here at my laptop. No updates at this point in time on those warnings, so a little bit of good news. All right, let's broaden this back out and give you a look at what's happening right now. So this gives you a decent perspective on the warnings. You've got the two tornado warnings we talked about. The orange is a severe thunderstorm warning. So all of Point Capee is under a severe thunderstorm warning. Looks like pretty much all of West Feliciana and Wilkinson counties under that severe thunderstorm warning, and areas to the west as well. You can see a tornado warning north of Macomb, and then you can see additional severe thunderstorm warnings right now near and west of Lafayette, between Lafayette and Lake Charles. So obviously a lot going on at this hour. Henry, are you ready if we come over to you for a minute?
In just a second.
Okay, yeah, Henry's getting a little more together, so when Henry's ready, we will go back to him. All right, let's switch. Oh, there we go. All right, we've got a confirmed tornado, it appears now, showing up here in Wilkinson and Amite. So that's just brand new. So let me come in on this. When you see those polygons go kind of that purple shade, that is the Weather Service saying confirmed tornado. Let's see if they put anything in the chat. Just give me a second here while I read the latest on this. A confirmed tornado located near Centerville, moving east at 50 miles per hour. All right, so here we go right now. Confirmed tornado on this cell. They say near Centerville, which would be farther off to the east. Let's take a look at the velocity data on this and see what they're looking at. I guess let's try that again. Didn't seem to pop up. All right, there's our warning. Gloucester, there's Woodville. And let's see if we can get back to the velocity data here now and show you what's going on. Doesn't seem to be cooperating. I'm going to move over here and switch it over to velocity. See what the latest is with this. Bear with me just a second, folks. All right, so here's our velocity view, and I'm still not seeing an obvious signature there. But the Weather Service, let's switch over to debris. You know, it's hard to say that that's anything definitive, just in that view right now. But the Weather Service saying enough, they think, to confirm a tornado with this cell that's moving between Woodville and Centerville at this hour. So if you are in eastern Amite County, western Pike County right now, between Woodville, Centerville, Liberty, Gloucester, please take shelter right now. You want to be on the lowest floor, whatever building you're in. You want to get to an interior room. You want to try and get away from exterior walls, windows, things like that, and wait this out until it passes. Again, if nothing else, we're seeing some very strong winds being detected on the order of 60 to 70 miles per hour showing up in this product. But the Weather Service did go ahead and go with a confirmed tornado on this one. All right, let's see. Let me switch, and we'll draw a track on this. Roughly moving 50 miles per hour. So that'll be near just south of Gloucester here in the next 10 minutes, and then it would track very close to Liberty by 6:30. So again, confirmed tornado according to the National Weather Service with that cell, even though the radar signature at first glance doesn't look quite as obvious to me as what you might expect with a confirmed tornado. Let's go back to the velocity again, see what we've got. Yeah, not seeing too much difference. Certainly strong winds, and I'd be ready for strong winds all along the length of this as it moves off to the east. So you can see there's your the Amite Pike County line right there, just east of Woodville. That cell moving off to the east right now, about 50 miles per hour. The Weather Service saying they confirmed a tornado with it. Let me take a peek again. All right, yeah, not seeing much new from them. Let's get over Henry Blake's for a little more at this point in time. Henry?
Hey, yeah, thank you, Steve. Things are really rough out there. We've been forecasting it that the worst of the weather is going to be during the evening hours here across southeast Louisiana and southwest Mississippi, at least the more widespread severe weather threat, and that is the case right now. Our Sky 9 camera looking quiet for the moment. Those storms well off to the west of the Baton Rouge area, likely producing plenty of lightning, as we have a few of them that have turned severe. So that's why we have that that first alert weather day, which will continue through early Sunday morning. What are we expecting? Well, severe thunderstorms, obviously, with the potential of producing tornadoes. We've had that occur several times today, and that potential will linger. As far as the hail threat, it is slight, lower than the tornado threat. Gusty wind, strong damaging wind threat, that is in the moderate category, because as that squall line approaches and some of those stronger storms do move into your area, you could feel some pretty strong wind. As for flooding, a slight chance with the heavy rain that is occurring right now. Let's take a look at the watches. Everyone shaded in red. These are tornado watches, which extend from central Mississippi along I-55 down from Jackson into Hammond, and then it moves westward along the I-10 and 12 corridor from Hammond, Baton Rouge through Lafayette, as well as Lake Charles. And you'll notice several more of our parishes, especially down Iberia Parish, have been added to this tornado watch. It will continue until 9 o'clock this evening. Don't be surprised if it does get extended again, but we are all under that potential of severe weather for the next several hours. As for for the current warnings, every polygon you see here are some kind of warning. Severe thunderstorm warnings across southwestern Louisiana. Here in southeast Louisiana and western Mississippi, anyone in yellow, you are under severe thunderstorm warnings. In red, we have those tornado warnings in effect. Notice that tornado warning does include St. Francisville as well as the one in Mississippi. That includes Centerville. So let's go ahead and take a look at what's happening across St. Francisville. Notice Morganza north of you, that warning has been trimmed a little bit farther to the east, which is good news. But St. Francisville residents, you need to be in your safe space now. For now, Jackson, you are not under a warning. However, we will be looking out for you as well. Gloucester, Centerville, tornado warning for you due to that confirmed tornado. Woodville, severe thunderstorm warning now. No longer under a tornado warning. But notice, once again, Centerville, Gloucester, as well as Liberty and Crosby, tornado warnings once again, and this time another confirmed tornado. What do you need to know as far as safety? Well, when there's a tornado warning, you always want to get to the center of your building and home, away from windows, in place like a closet or even your hallway. As long as it doesn't have windows, you are better off there so that you don't have anything to worry about. Be sure to cover your head with a pillow, blanket, something to protect your head. Now, as far as watches and warnings, the difference, watches mean the ingredients are there. That's why we remain under that watch for the time being until at least 9 o'clock, maybe later. Now, if you are under a warning, that means that conditions are favorable, or at least the conditions have been confirmed. Like tornado warning, that means A, either a tornado has been confirmed, or B, we're seeing radar indication of a tornado. So that's when you really want to take shelter from these storms. We're going to continue to monitor these storms as they approach the area, especially Baton Rouge and surrounding areas. That's going to be continuing over the next few hours. But for now, we've got a little bit of news to talk about, so I'm going to toss it back over to Ethan.
Thanks, Henry. Listen, as we look at this potentially severe weather rolling through our viewing area, our team is on standby, including in our exclusive Titan 9 storm tracking truck, which you are seeing live pictures from right now, or we're going to try to get that up. You can stay with us with WAFB as we work to keep you and your family safe on this first alert weather day.